Okay, guys, sorry about the thing before. I'm trying to get everything. I think that's pretty good. Here, let me just adjust this. Might be too bright. Okay, anyway, I think that's all right for right now. Hi, guys. Sorry, I got a new laptop. And I was trying to use it, and it just didn't work, but I know you can see me now. Can you hear me? I hope you can hear me okay. All right, so the lighting is not gonna be very good, but you're just gonna have to bear with me on that. So, hi everybody, it's just about 7:30, and I am super excited to be with you live tonight. I just got back from Ireland, and I had such an amazing vacation and a much needed break from reselling, but I'm happy to be back, and I'm happy to be here with you guys tonight. So many of you know that a few weeks ago, maybe about a month ago, I decided, actually it was the beginning of April, I decided that I was going to just start selling shoes in my Poshmark and eBay stores, because listing clothing and all of that stuff has gotten really hard for me physically. And basically what was happening is I was going out and I was sourcing all of this amazing stuff, and then it would give me anxiety and stress about getting it home, steaming it, cleaning it, putting it on a mannequin, getting it in the bags, and doing everything. So I did this little experiment to just start selling shoes, and so far I've been really happy with it. I'm right at about $21 profit per shoe, which is right where the goal was for me, where I wanted to be as far as profit per item. So that part of the experiment is working out really well. I've been able to, here, let me show you. I've been able to get my inventory so that I'm still able to use all of the bins that I was using up here, like I've shown you in the past. So I was still able to make sure, you know, that this stuff was still manageable, right? So I have all my bins with all of my shoes, and they're fitting on here. Right now, I think I have about 130 pairs of shoes for sale. So what I thought I would do today is, I've been getting a lot of questions on Instagram about why I decided to just sell shoes, and some people have been asking me like some tips and tricks of what I do to how I pick them. So tonight is all about shoes. We're just gonna kind of go through my personal process of how I decide what shoes to get, you know, what I usually spend on them, how I clean them, and then I'll show you like how I store them and ship them and all of that kind of stuff. So as we go along, feel free to ask me any questions if you think of them. I'm on my phone, but I can see questions pop up in the bottom here. So if you have any, you know, don't hesitate to pop up and ask them for me. So as you can see, this bright light here, this is my little photography studio for my shoes. This room is pretty dark in here other than the lights, just because there's no ceiling lights, there's no can lights. So I have to rely on my box lights for lighting in here. But I have like a whole setup, and you can't really see it, but these are, you know, these are the shoes that need work. And over the years, I've slowly decreased the number of shoes that I buy that need work. It's just, you know, I don't want to spend my time cleaning shoes. I'm starting to get grossed out about cleaning shoes. And not that there's anything wrong with it, it's just after you look at so many like dirty feet marks in shoes, it's kind of like, do I really want to do this for $20? I mean, I don't know. So I have now started to be a little bit more selective in what I am picking up. Yeah, Corky's is a great brand. So I've been a little bit more selective about what I'm picking up. but I always end up picking up some stuff that just needs a little bit of work. And I'm going to give you a good example of these. So Doc Martens are a really great brand to pick up if you can get them for a good price. And I've actually even paid up for them because they're really well made. And even if they are a little bit jacked up, people will still buy them. They're like the Lululemon of shoes, where people really want them, they like them. There are people who are Dr. Martin like addicts, and you know, that's all they wear. So I have a pair of shoes that I got for, I think I paid $4 for these, and I am gonna go ahead and like touch these up a little bit because they are pretty messed up. But you know, I only paid $4 for them, so what the heck. But they're just, you can just tell that they're really such a great quality of shoe. So even with the leather that is a little bit banged up here, you can see that I actually live by the Dr. Martens Wonder leather cleaner, Wonder Balm. Why do I never say that right? Wonder Balm Balm. So stupid. So the Dr. Martens Wonder Balm, Wonder Balm, and it just comes in this jar. It's like a waxy, it looks kind of like a thick coconut oil, and it comes with, I use it a lot, and it comes with this little hockey puck disc thing that you can use on it, and you basically just put some on here and then you rub it really good. You can use this with pretty much any leather product. Just be careful because it will make it a little bit darker. So most leather cleaners and conditioners will make the leather darker. So let me see how I can do this so you guys can see. Because I really want you to be able to see the difference. So you can kind of see how messed up that shoe is right there. And then that is, so the other side is the kind of clean side, and then this one is all banged up a little bit. So that's too bright. But if you clean them up, they do clean up pretty well, and they sell for a pretty penny. So that's one of my tips to you is if you get a quality shoe, just spend a little bit of time cleaning it up. I do like to put leather cleaner on the men's dress shoes that I get. I think that men's dress shoes are a really good investment because men on eBay, well, and Poshmark too, but mostly I saw a lot of men's dress shoes on eBay, and you know, they just want to buy the shoes. They don't typically give me a hard time about the purchase, and they know what size they are, and it just kind of works out. So if you just are describing them as they are and you're putting the right style and everything, I think that selling men's dress shoes is a really great option once you kind of learn what sells. Now, the other thing with the shoes is a lot of the times they put them like these tags in here, right? So the tags are in here, and I've shared this tip on my Instagram feed, but I am gonna tell you too, is that all you have to do is get a blow dryer and throw some heat onto these stickers. You can throw heat onto any sticker. So anything that has a little bit of glue on it, you can do it on dishes, on picture frames, I even do it on the Nordstrom red tags. So you heat it up, and those red clearance tags will peel right off the top of the regular price tags. So the magic weapon for sticky stuff is a simple blow dryer. Someone has commented here that you can just not fix these up and sell them as a grunge look, and people will buy them too. So, I mean, I have sold them with like divots missing. I've sold them with large scratches. I've sold them with no shoelaces. So, you know, anyway, they're just a great brand to pick up, and I will even pay up for them. Yes, someone just mentioned Danskos. There are many different kinds of Danskos. The clogs sell really quickly. One tip about the Danskos is really make sure that you are, let me see if I can find, I think I already put them away. But you want to make sure that the heel on the Danskos is not coming apart from the actual clog shoe. That way that the heel, because then they'll start like cracking, and then people will return them and kind of make a fuss over it, and you don't really want that. So when you're in the store, I always shift the shoes around to make sure that they're solid. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So let's see here. I think they're here. Yeah, so I have a pair of Danskos right here. And you want to take them, and I typically bend them both ways, and then I do like a twisty thing on the back of the heel. And that way you can make sure that these staples aren't coming out, that the cork isn't rotting, and that they don't separate. So Danskos will sell pretty much in any condition. I have purchased Danskos that were like cracking here and the patent leather was falling apart, and I paid $1 for them, and I sold them for 23. I just sold Dansko Mary Janes. If you don't know what a Mary Jane is, it looks like this, and they have the strap over here. I just sold Mary Jane Danskos that were physically, there were no straps. There were no straps on the Mary Jane Danskos. I put them up on auction at $2, and they sold for $23, I think. So, and I paid $1 for them. So there is money to be made. I mean, these retail for about $150. And so, you know, I typically sell them anywhere from $40 to $70. So, you know, it just depends on the style, what kind they are. I have noticed that the vegan ones are sitting in my closet a little bit longer than I kind of thought they would. They're vegan, organic Danskos. So they're sitting around a little bit longer than I thought, but I know they'll sell, so I'm not too worried about them. But Danskos also have like normal shoes. And I have a pair. I wore them all over Ireland, and I can tell you they're amazingly comfortable. So that is what you want to do with Danskos. So, you know, there are some brands that I typically pick up. I typically pick up things like really good cowboy boots and really cute cowboy boots. So I grabbed these. I haven't listed these yet because I haven't done my research on them. But, you know, I grabbed like these red cowboy boots. And if you are looking at cowboy boots, typically on the inside, there are numbers and the size and things like that. And then in the very bottom, there is a icon or a name brand. So they're typically not on the bottom like regular shoes. You really kind of have to dig into the cowboy boots. But again, I have sold beat up cowboy boots and beat up motorcycle boots for a decent amount of money. I haven't even listed these yet. These are a size 8. So they're a size 8. But so I typically do things like cowboy boots. You know, like for right now, seasonally, I'm getting wedges, sandals, flip-flops, those kind of shoes. I always love like platinum or platform heels. So my closet has very much a feminine, you know, vibe to it. I get things like these little ankle booty cowboy boots. And I have Sam Edelman. They don't sell for a lot, but people do like them. Some Michael Kors are hit and miss. Really, it depends on if they're cute. I know a lot of people, you know, pick them up a lot. Kate Spade shoes obviously are very cute. I have sold the worst condition pair of Tory Burch shoes. And you have to remember that a lot of people, a lot of people buy Tory Burch stuff and then they replace the medallions on their other stuff. So if you have Tory Burch shoes that have maybe the Tory Burch shoe is in bad condition, but they have those gold medallions on them, you can take the gold medallions off and they can have a shoemaker replace other pairs of shoes that they really like. So it's cheaper to buy a pair of like really crappy Kate Spades for $25 than it is to replace another $145 dollar pair when you can just replace the medallions. That's the same thing goes for like Tory Burch sweaters. If you find a sweater that has like mothballs and it's all messed up and things like that, you can still buy it because people will replace the buttons on there. You can just sell the buttons and they sell for a decent amount of money. Okay, so we talked about the Doc Martens and the cleaning. Like I said, this is a product that obviously you can tell I use a lot. This is the Doc Martens Wonder Balm. And you can also use, this is my little cart here with all of my stuff on it. It's just from IKEA. And I also have Coach Leather Moisturizer, and that has been, I've used it on stuff, but it's typically for my personal use. I also have, what else do I have up here? I have Kiwi Suede Cleaner and Protectant. I mostly put the Protectant on my own stuff, but you know, I guess you can, I don't know. I wouldn't risk putting it on reselling shoes because you don't know if it's gonna spray weird or whatever. I don't know. And people can protect their own shoes, I guess. Let's see what else I have. These are all my tools. I've got my polishing cloths. I have shoe polish. I have extra shoelaces. So I have sneaker laces. I have dress shoelaces. I have regular shoelaces. So you can see these. I got these things on clearance at Target. These shoe rescue wipes. And really they were overpriced even for being on clearance. But, you know, honestly, if you wanted something for your own shoes, like if you're traveling, these are pretty easy to throw into your bag. This is another, I haven't used this yet. This had really good reviews on Amazon, but it's Leather Rescue Conditioner. So I have a pair of my own. I usually try to play with stuff either on like damaged shoes that I bought for really cheap, and then I try it out and just see like what it does and how the shoes respond to it, or on my own stuff, so then I don't feel as bad if I mess it up. But I do have like a whole box of shoes over here that, you know, have some kind of issues to them, so it's easier if you just practice with these things that you find online instead of, you know, trying them on a pair of like $100 Kate Spade shoes and then they mess up your shoes. So you can obviously try any of these kind of things and then they'll work. I know the Fry boots are another brand that are really hot. Uggs are also, just make sure they're authentic Uggs. Uggs you can get dry cleaned, and Uggs also have a what you call it, they have their own like cleaning, like suede cleaning kit that you can get to clean up Uggs. I've sold Ugg purses. I've seen people selling Ugg clothing. So Ugg Australia is definitely a brand that, you know, I would pick up. I am really around our area here where I go sourcing in Northern Virginia. I don't really come across like any crazy brands. You know I see a lot of people on Instagram that post like these really cool shoes. I've never found Teeks, T-I-E-K-S. Teeks are hotter than Kate Spade Reva flats. So if you find those, they usually sell for at least a minimum of $100, even if they're in poor condition. They're ballet flats, they fold in half. And I started for a while trying to sell sneakers. Like I would do research and look up the men's sneakers in the thrift store, and I just decided that ultimately wasn't worth it. The sneakers are expensive to ship. They didn't ever fit in the medium flat rate box, and so I just kind of decided that wasn't going to be, you know, it wasn't worth it for me. So anyway, I really only sell sneakers if they're mine, or, you know, something like that. So anyway, let's think. when I get a pair of shoes, the other thing you want to think about if you are selling sneakers and if you are selling things like boots and that kind of stuff is I thought I had one in my kit, but I think it's in my bathroom. The magic erasers are great for cleaning the rubber around sneakers, like this Timberland boot. So, I mean, this is just like a Timberland chukka, and I'm just gonna clean up the base of it here. But I also have, where'd it go? I use this Jason Mark shoe cleaner, and you can, oh, here it is. So I have this Jason Mark shoe cleaner, and this is what I clean the sneakers with. And it comes with a little scrubber that you can use, and you just brush it on real quick, and then it just cleans it up. So I have some shoes in here that I bought, and I'm probably going to end up just selling them as is. Like these Coach shoes I got, I thought I would be able to kind of clean them up a little bit, but I think if I put leather cleaner on these, it's gonna darken them up a lot. So I'm probably just gonna sell them for as is. They're just really cute slingback women's shoes. They're size 10. And I was kind of bummed, you know, I got these home and then I realized the backs were falling apart. So maybe I could glue those together. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of experiment and see what I can do with these, but I'm not gonna spend a tremendous amount of time on them. I don't know why, but Coach shoes take a long time to sell, but they're very nice shoes. I mean, I have purchased quite a few pair of Coach shoes just for my own personal collection through their stores when they have a sale, or, you know, at Nordstrom or Macy's or whatever. And I really like them. They're very comfortable. The leather is wonderful. And so it surprises me to see that the Coach shoes aren't as desirable as some other shoes. So, let's talk about patent leather, and this also goes back to the Danskos. A lot of people will see patent leather and say, "Oh, it's all scuffed up. I'm not gonna get them." Let's see if I don't. So, for instance, you can see that this. Let's see if we can. I think that's on top of the patent leather. If it's in the patent leather, it's a little bit hard to get it out because it's penetrated the plastic covering and it's gone into the shoe. And those type of stains in patent leather are really a lot harder to get out. So with patent leather, I just take simple acetone nail polish remover, and normally I have my nails done, so I wear these gloves, but I don't have my nails done right now, so I just take like obviously I use this a lot. You can tell this is like my little rag here, but I just like stick my finger in this, and then so you can see here, hopefully this works, because that would be kind of silly if it doesn't. So there's just some scuffs on the side here, so I'm just gonna, you can see they're just coming right off with the nail polish remover. So it literally just took those completely off, and it doesn't damage the shoe. So this red spot here, oh, it did come. So the red spot wasn't into the shoe, and it really just comes, so it's a little bit in there, and I don't ever rub it really hard, because if you rub the patent leather away, it'll crack and then you will damage the shoe. So I just lightly rub the patent leather with the nail polish remover, and I hope that I can get it out. The other thing about nail polish remover is it will get the price tags, or the off the bottom of the shoes. So again, sometimes if they use like these wax crayons, these wax pens, it takes a little bit more of a like rub, and it unfortunately does like rub red all over the bottom of the shoe. But I always take photos of the bottom of the shoes, so even if there is red on them, I feel like people are seeing that it's on there. If you really, really, really don't want to leave the red on the shoes, I would suggest possibly getting some sandpaper, and you could sand the bottom of the shoes. So you use really fine sandpaper and you can sand the bottom of them. If this writing were on the base here, it would rub right off, but because it's in this kind of already rubbed off, it's absorbed into the bottom. So you just got to really scrub it pretty good, and it'll look like that. Sometimes I just like rub it all around so it looks like it's all over the bottom, but if you really kind of knuckle it down, it'll come off, or you use a lot of nail polish remover. I really haven't found that it to be a problem with having a little bit of a red mark, as long as you're taking pictures of the bottom of the shoes and putting them on the listing, because you can clearly see this on the bottom of the shoe. It's not like I'm trying to dupe anyone. You just can't see now that it said $7.99 on the bottom. The other thing I use on shoes are these Scotty Peelers, and they come with a couple different kinds. Mostly I use this little plastic one simply because I used to use this metal one, and then I cut the shoes a couple times, but this one looks like a razor blade a little bit, and it's like a scraper, and then the other ones are just little plastic ones. But this one, you can, if this primarily is if there's like gum on the bottom, but these will just peel the stuff right off of it, and you can see it's kind of gets stuck on the bottom of the thing. But if there's gum on the bottom of the shoe, if there's parts of the sticker you can't get off, these are really great. And like I said, the plastic ones really don't end up damaging it. The metal one, you can end up like into the bottom of the shoe, and I've definitely done that before. So you just have to be careful when it comes to that stuff. I have heard that rubbing alcohol sometimes works for the bottom of the shoes. Again, the sandpaper will work on the shoes that have, these I started to work on, but I didn't get to finish. The bottom of these Kate Spade shoes are like suede-y, so I've had to kind of go at it. It's pretty well absorbed into there, this $2 for these. So I might just have to put like a Sharpie on top of it, and I don't know. The shoes are kind of jacked up anyway, so maybe I'll just sell them as is, but there are other things you can do. The magic eraser will take it off as well. And I typically, I try to clean up the shoes as much as I could, but I'm getting to the point now where I just don't want to. So a lot of people have, a lot of people will spend the time and clean them up. I know there's a lot of people that do it with like really expensive men's dress shoes or nice women's shoes and nice boots and things like that. I don't know. I just don't have the desire to do it, and I think that there's better things that I could do, like source other shoes instead of picking them up and hoping someone will buy them that are messed up. Now, these were $2 and half off, so I paid $1 for these Kate Spade shoes. I have actually owned these Kate Spade shoes in the past, and maybe that's why I ended up buying them. But for $1, I mean, I could probably sell these for at least $15. Not a great return, but I needed to get some inventory, and so I grabbed these. If you have, switching gears, so we've talked about patent leather, right? We talked about leather. We've talked about kind of the kinds of shoes that I like to get. And I think one of the last things that I just want to chat about is hunter boots and rain boots. Those boots that have the white on them, they're really great retail arbitrage to get, because you can find them, you can find them on Poshmark, the ones that are all like messed up and have the white film on them, and buy them and fix them up and resell them or keep them for yourself and get a really great deal on them. So those rain boots, you just grab some olive oil and you just buff them out and make sure that they kind of dry before you send them so you get all the buff marks out, because the last thing you want to do is rub them up with olive oil, put them in a bag, and send them to people, and then they're like, what the heck, they have like shrivel marks or swipe marks all over them and everything like that. So I whenever I do anything like this, I always mess with the shoes, and then I let them stay overnight, and then I take pictures of them the next day, just in case something gets screwed up or the leather gets messed up, something gets messed up with the shoes, that I don't have to worry about that after the fact, after someone buys them. It's not, it doesn't become an issue like that. I have no problem selling shoes with flaws as long as they're not like disgusting, filthy shoes. I have sold shoes, like I said, I've sold them with scuffs and dings and missing straps and all of that stuff. Hi, good to see you. So I've sold them in all of these various different conditions. I've also sold clothing in all of these various different conditions. So don't let something completely turn you off if you think, in your gut, you think it's going to be a good investment, because there's a lot of times that I have grabbed stuff that, just my gut feeling said you should buy this, and I get it home and I'm like, oh yeah, these shoes were a great investment. So I have a couple pair of men's shoes that were like that, where I just felt the leather of them were an excellent, they look like custom shoes. They were excellent condition. The leather was beautiful on them, but the brand was worn out, and I had to do some research and digging to find what brands they were, and they were some made in England brands, and they sold for a lot of money. So that's typically what I look for in men's shoes. Allen Edmonds are a great brand of men's dress shoes. Johnston & Murphy, the Cole Haan men's shoes. Those kind of brands are, if you can buy them low, you can usually sell them for a pretty good amount of money. I've sold some large, heavy men's boots, like the cowboy boots, motorcycle boots, work boots, any of those, Polo Ralph Lauren boots, winter boots, those kind of things. And people on eBay will pay to ship them. So if you have these boots and you put them for $12 or $15 shipping, people understand that they're really heavy boots, and they will buy them anyway. So you don't have to worry about, losing that sale because your shipping is so high. I think most people now understand how expensive shipping is. I don't necessarily agree with the new eBay's way of free shipping, free returns, and all that kind of stuff. I don't think it's feasible for small sellers like me, who it costs, $7 to ship the shoes to them, $7 or $8. If you're shipping in like a padded flat rate, and then if they want to return them, it's $8 back. So these shoes now that I've ended up paying $5 to $10 for have now cost me $16 because of the shipping and returns. And there's really hardly any way with used shoes to recoup that money, especially if you're a small reseller. So I am not going into the return things. And I experimented with returns on eBay, but I turned it off quickly. And in 15 years, I've had a handful of returns, and that's just the way that I do it. I would rather spend the time being really careful and detailed with my descriptions and my photos. So if people want to fight me on the shoe, at least I'm backed up by the quality of my listing. So when I get shoes, someone just asked, I'm sorry I didn't see who it was, but how much I pay for shoes. I typically pay $10 or less for my shoes, unless I know that I'm going to make $20 or more profit on them. So for instance, the Danskos, I will spend $15 on them because I know I can sell them for $40, $50, $60. So for me, that's kind of my threshold. But again, that's years and years and years of experience. And there are times where I think I'm going to make money on shoes. I think they're adorable shoes. I would buy them at that price, and no one ends up buying them, and they end up sitting in my closet for like $10. So I do no returns at all. So, I mean, I'm on the Poshmark wagon of no returns. And that's something that I really do like about Poshmark, is that, there's no returns on there. But so anyway, I have my shoes, I get them in here, and typically what I do is I take what has sped up my listing process is I take the same photos of my shoes in the same positions at the same place at the same time. So if you, so I'll take these Kate Spade shoes out. And I have my particular style and my particular, angle of how I take my shoes. And so I'll just kind of give you a little idea here. Let me turn this around. So if you can, all right, so you can see here, this is my beverage for tonight. So when I'm taking my photos, I have my setup as such, and I'll go ahead and show you this. I'll back up so you can see it. But you can see I have my lights right on that little fake floor I have and my background. Everything that I have here you can find in my Reseller toolkit, which is on my website. And I even have a YouTube video on how to make this floor. So this floor is like less than $40. But the way that I take my shoes is I make sure that the first picture is really the wow picture. It shows you kind of the style of the shoe. You can get a picture of the heel, the toe, the angle. Really, I want it to be clear and focused. And then I simply just turn them. So I turn to the side, I turn to the back here. If the heels are messed up, I take a up close photo of the heels and I just keep twisting them, right? So front, if the toes are messed up, I usually take a close-up of the toes, so you make sure you are getting if there's anything messed up on these toes here. And then on Poshmark, because you can only have 8 photos, I usually just turn them to the side like that and take a pic. And then sometimes I go side, and then I'll go side for eBay. And then whatever, if there's something on the inside, the sizing or the style number, I take that. And then the final picture is the bottom of the shoes. Doesn't really matter if it's this way or that way or whatever, but I try to make sure you get the size. So if someone wants to dispute the size on the shoes, you at least have, the photo of the actual size on the shoes. So that is how I take the pictures of my shoes. And once the pictures are taken of my shoes, I have my trusty little tape measure here, and I have a piece of paper, or I use a notebook, or whatever I have laying around, and I take the shoe, right? I measure the heel. So this is a 4-inch heel, and I put the brand, what I paid for it, if it was a discount or not, the heel height. And then sometimes if there's something wrong with it, I'll write the condition, but I usually see the condition when I go to edit the photos, or I remember it because I'm only listing 10 to 20 pairs at a time. So once I have that done, I take the shoes. These bags are also in my Reseller toolkit, and I simply take them, I put them in the bag, and I usually store them just like you would in a shoebox, or however I can fit them. The Danskos I usually, I'll show you, squeeze the air out, and then I put them in the box with the heels. The Danskos I usually have to put like this because it's harder to turn them sideways since they're so kind of thick. But pretty much 90% of my women's shoes that are smaller than a size 10 will fit into a padded flat rate envelope. So I ship almost all of my shoes in a padded flat rate envelope. The men's shoes I ship in either a medium flat rate box for $12, or I just, I charge a flat rate $12 for men's shoes, or I ship them in the actual shoe box. I wrap them in tissue, put them in there, and I seal it up. So that's how I'm shipping my shoes out. I'm not doing anything fancy. If they're really nice shoes, I will stuff the tips with tissue paper or something just to make sure that they don't get flattened. But I have never, ever, ever had one issue with shipping shoes in a padded flat rate bag. So I've never had any issues with that. I have seen some people say they ship them in regular flat rate envelopes. I mean, I would probably fit a flip-flop in there, but I would never personally ship shoes in a flat rate envelope. So if you do it, totally fine. That's not my style. I just want them to be a little bit more padded, a little bit more protected. The other thing is, if you have really high, and this is something you can use if you store your boots too, but you know, in your personal closet, but it's summertime, and at the end of summer, all of these pool noodles will start going on clearance, and these are great to put inside of knee-high boots, thigh-high boots, to take photos of them. They're really great because they will get your boot to stand right up. And I actually use these also in my personal closet with those knee-high shoes and thigh-high boots, so that my boots are standing up in my closet. So like I said, these bags are in my, oh, I have a relaxing glow. I love it. Thank you so much. I know, I feel so relaxed. But these bags are in my reseller toolkit. Everything that I use here is in my reseller toolkit, which is on my website. I have lots of information on there. I don't know. Well, can you guys have anything you can think of? I mean, I'm here to answer questions. I have some time. I've got my Irish whiskey and ginger ale, and I'm ready to go. So if you guys have questions, now's the time to ask them, because I should get the shoes that I bought for myself in Ireland so I can show you too. I actually thrifted an awesome pair of Guess heels that are like sparkly. They're freaking awesome. And then I got this pair of like fuzzy furry heels from Topshop. They're awesome. These bags are, I don't know if they're a gallon or not, but they're like 9 by 13 or 9 plus 12 or something like that. I don't know. Something like that. So I don't know. We got some creeps in here tonight, so I've been deleting them as fast as I can. Apparently it's creep night. Yeah, they're just regular Ziploc bags. So I buy them by the 1,000 on eBay. So they come in a box. You can see the box right there. This brown box is all the bags. So they come in a box of 1,000. You can buy, I think, 100, but I found that, well, I'm doing so many of them, I just bought 1,000. And then what I do is, oops. So, sorry guys, I'm trying to get rid of this creep person. All right. Right? Oh well. Listen, there are worse things that people can come on here and say, I guess. They're 9 by 13. So the bags are 9 by 13. I don't know if they're a gallon. I don't know. I buy them because here's why I get this size. I know that this size fits in a padded flat rate envelope. So if the shoes fit into these bags, I know that these fit into there. I know, right? So as far as pre-owned shoes, if you can get pre-owned shoes for a really great price, there's a lot of profitability in there. But I have also sold a lot of pairs of shoes that I purchased at Nordstrom Rack when they have their additional 40% off sale. Actually, I haven't even listed here. Let me grab them. They're right behind me. Make sure my pants are falling down. I mean, I guess it's a good thing my pants are falling down, right? So these are 2 pair I got before I went to Ireland, so I'm actually going to list these. But these are Rag and Bone boots that retail for $600. So, you know, they look like motorcycle boots. And they're a size 38. But, so these all sell new without tags, new without a box. And then I got, these are Topshop boots, size 36. And I thought these were really cute too. So these are new shoes. You know, last year at Nordstrom's 40% off, I found a ton of stuff. So I found a ton of stuff, but this year it was all picked over. But I did have good luck last year at the Nordstrom 40% off boot sale, and I sold a bunch of boots and made some money. So I really just think it depends on what the original price is that you can get the items for. Are you finding shoes at Goodwill and Nova? I'm here. Oh yeah. No, I am going like way out in Maryland, way down in Virginia. I'm having to go like yeah, it depends. I usually go on sale days, but the Goodwill is insane with their prices around here, so I've branched out. I typically only go to Savers when it's a 25% off day. The Goodwill in Fairfax has, I mean, their prices are ridiculous. They had like Banana Republic shoes for $25 or something. Okay, I'm gonna go grab my shoes. I'll be right back. Stay right there. Stay there. Be right back. Okay, so first of all, I thrifted these shoes, and I'm definitely wearing them at eBay Open and at Posh Fest. So these are brand new. They've never been worn. They're Guess, like sparkly glitter boots. They're slouchy. I'm obsessed with these. They fit me perfectly. They're brand new, and I got them for 15 bucks. So I'm pretty stoked. So if you see these boots at Vegas, you want to come see me here. All right, and then, all right, the first pair of shoes that I got are these Kurt Geiger suede suede shoes with panthers on them, and I just loved them, and they're so cute on. I felt they look like those door knockers, you know? Can you see that? But they're like they have rhinestones in the eyeballs. I don't know if you can see that. You can, oh, there you go. You can kind of see his face there. So I got these for the fall, and these are the other pair I got. So these are my Topshop shoes that I got, and they're all furry. They are the softest faux fur ever. These are adorable. So I can't wait to wear these. I have no idea. They look like slippers, but they're definitely not. And they had pink, but I thought the pink would get really dirty, right? So I ended up getting these gray ones, but they're so soft. I think I'll bring these to Posh Fest, maybe, depending on how hot it is in October. But they were originally $65, and I paid $22 for them. So I thought that was not bad. They're really cute. And then the last thing that I got, as far as purses and shoes go, is we went to I'm gonna do a whole video about Ireland because it was so awesome, and we actually learned so much stuff just about traveling there that I think it would be helpful for anyone who's planning on going there. But we did falconry, which was the freaking most amazing thing I've ever done. I love animals, and I don't really know a lot about birds. I've never really paid attention to birds, but these raptor birds were awesome. I mean, how smart they are, and how like just gentle they actually were with us. If you see my Instagram, I have some videos on there of like the birds landing on our arms. It was awesome. So we went shopping on our last day there, and I found this Kurt Geiger. I love this Kurt Geiger stuff, but I found this Kurt Geiger tweed bag, and it kind of looks like a Chanel bag. It's got the chains on it and everything. It's pretty big inside. I haven't even opened it yet, but it's definitely a fall bag, right? But look what it has on it. It's a falcon. So, so I definitely had to buy this bag because this is my ultimate, like, I got this in Ireland after I did falconry bag. So I really love it. So between the door knocker pythons, or not pythons, panthers, and the hawk tweed bag, I mean, I'm gonna be all animaled out. And they match, so of course I'll wear them at the same time. But, so that's what I got. I'm pretty excited about it. Let's see. I love shoes so much, and one of the hardest things about moving from Ohio here to Northern Virginia is we don't really go anywhere that we can just get out of the car and go in. We have to walk, you have to park somewhere. It's like a whole ordeal. Like in Ohio, we used to go to parties and events and you just pull up, park, and go in, so you could wear whatever crazy amazing shoes you wanted to wear because you weren't standing for very long or walking a lot. So it's been kind of an adjustment here to do that. So I am only personally selling shoes now. So I'm only selling shoes, and I'm doing shoes and the reseller boxes. That's going to allow me more time now to work on my reseller data course. I want to add some more content to that and revamp it. And also I have a whole bunch of requests from all of you for videos. I feel like I'm renewed and refreshed from our trip, and we have a few more trips coming up every, just weekend stuff throughout the next couple months. So it'll give me a chance to step away and come back. And that always is an opportunity for me to, grow and learn and really process. Because once you remove yourself from the thick of it, you really are like, oh, let me take a look at this and figure out if I can do it differently or better, or, I want to step back or go forward. So for me, the little weekend getaways are going to be a really great opportunity for me to take a breather and rest and then come back refreshed. And so if I'm looking back, there was a long period of time where we didn't go anywhere, we didn't take a break or anything like that. So I sold all of my old inventory in reseller bundles on my Instagram page. So yeah. Yeah, I'm really happy with my choice to just sell shoes. It's definitely taken a little bit of stress away from me. Although I will say that the reseller inventory boxes have added stress, but again, I'm now, getting a little bit more clear with them, having more direction now that I'm getting feedback from other people. And so I think it's really going to go in a good direction. And I'm really happy that I'm able to help so many people with getting inventory that are struggling with it for whatever the reason it is. So yeah, that's it. I feel like I said and yeah and so a lot today. And I think part of that is because I came on live without my notebook for my I usually have notes and I prep and I think to myself, how's this gonna flow? But I didn't do that this time. So hopefully you understood what I was talking about and I was able to help you. But I'm gonna try to come on live once a week again. Maybe I'll start my Rosé with Rebecca up again, or it might be Whiskey with Rebecca because, oh, okay, there's a couple more questions. Let's see. The items all depend. I have a 10 to 12 item box, I have a 25 item box, and I have a 40 item box. And all of those are on my website at bexabosslady.com/shop. So you can get them on there. And you can check out all of the information on there. And so, I don't know. This kind of looks like pee though. I think I like rosé better because it definitely looks prettier when you're drinking it, right? Shoes sell both on eBay and on Poshmark. The cuter, trendier brands tend to sell faster on Poshmark. Higher end shoes will sell anywhere, and it really just depends on what, you know, what size and what brand and all of that stuff that you have on your, you know, on your thing. Small shoes and large shoes will sell, but they typically sit a little bit longer than if you have like a size 6.5 to a 9.5. They just, you know, there's you like a 7, 7.5, 8, 8.5. You know, you're just gonna have that anywhere. As far as someone asked, I didn't see who it was, but someone asked like how to clean the toe prints out of here. And sometimes you can just take a rag and wipe it. You can have, you know, you can do vinegar and water, white vinegar. Let's see. I did. Those Vince Camutos were hot. I'm just afraid that a size 6 is a little too small for me, but I do love those shoes. But I think as far as cleaning them, I just try to do the best I can getting the toe. Sometimes it's just so imprinted and so on there, you're not going to be able to do anything about it. And, you know, people are going to see it in the photos if you're taking clear photos, so I wouldn't worry about it. But that's it. I hope that you guys had a good time. I had a good time with you tonight, and even though we had a creeper, but you know, let's keep it on our toes, I guess. So don't forget to subscribe if you don't already subscribe, because I am gonna be back more often than I have been in the last couple months, and I'm really looking forward to reselling with you and all that fun stuff. Someone asked about selling on Instagram, and I actually have that on my list to film this week to sell. So how to sell on Instagram. So I will do that for you this week. All right. Have a great Sunday. Have a wonderful week this week, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.